Today we'll be covering a standard opening for Volcano Looming High. Volcano is a moderate complexity spirit, and unsurprisingly, his primary focus is all offense. He does have a little bit of utility in that he has a unique power that allows him to give energy to other players depending on how many fire he has, and he also gives some energy to himself. But primarily, Volcano is about taking care of business and destroying the invaders. So on turn one, we're going to do G2, adding 2 presence to our starting land. And we're going to play Rain of Ash as our first card. This will generate 2 fear and allow us to push 2 explorers or towns. This is typically used to solve a ravage or build. On turn 2, we're going to go ahead and G3. Now, this growth option is one of the most broken in Spirit Islands. It gets you a power card, lets you add a presence, an extra card play, and 2 energy. So between the 2 energy that you're getting from the top track and the 2 energy that you're going to consistently get from this growth option, you're going to be doing just fine in terms of energy economy. So here we're going to gain a minor power, and I will generally do a tier 1 eruption. This is typically needed to solve one of the lands to prevent it from blighting. And I always go for the 3 earth to try to add one of my presence back. As a rule, you'll want to try to do this every turn. Now, when you gain the minor power, the cards you're going to be looking for are cards that have both fire and earth. Now, that said, defense is still a great option, especially with that extra range that you're going to have as long as you have 3 presence in a single land. Now, if you have to choose between a card that only has fire or a card that only has earth, I generally lean towards going for the earth cards because that will enable you to add your destroyed presence back, which further fuels your innate power to destroy more invaders. Now on turn 2, I like to play Pyroclastic Bombardment and Lava Flows. Pyroclastic Bombardment is generally going to solve one of the lands that needs to be solved, and Lava Flows is going to set up the next land that is going to need to be solved on the following turn. By adding a Badlands, you'll be able to do extra damage, and the wilds will cancel and explore, especially if you're able to clear the land. This is very useful. On turn 3, we're going to hit G3 again. Now at this point, you might have to do another eruption, but you might not. It's up to you. And again, this time you should be able to hit the second tier of the right innate powered by the Furnace of the Earth. And when you play Exaltation of Molten Stone, that should give you the energy you need to be able to draw a card. And in this case, I like to go for another minor power. On this turn, we'll play 3 cards, and this is going to depend on whatever cards that you drafted earlier. And on turn 4, we're now going to be out of cards, so we'll have to reclaim. We'll get 3 energy, and typically this is when I like to gain a major power. Now, if you drew a minor power card that does not have the elements you're looking for, you'll probably want to discard one of those. But if you did get decent cards, then generally I like to forget Rain of Ash. So on this turn, you're going to play 2 cards, and this could be a combination of a major power that you just picked up, or a minor power and or your unique powers. Now for the rest of the game, you're just going to want to G3 as much as possible. I like to grow primarily along the bottom track until it's all the way to 4 card plays before I'll go to the next presence on the top track. So you're just going to repeat G3, and when you run out of cards, that's when you're going to G1 to reclaim. And I would say your goal for the game is to try to get to a tier 3 explosive eruption. That's your left innate. You're going to want to destroy 6 presence, so you'll need at least 7 to not automatically lose the game. And that will generally clear your board. It's so powerful being able to do at least 6 damage, 7 because you're going to be starting with the Badlands in your mountains. In the land that you erupt from, you'll be able to do another 6 damage in an adjacent land, and additionally 4 damage in every adjacent land, as well as generating a ton of fear. You do add 1 blight, so just keep that in mind, but this is, again, generally enough to clear your board and solve a lot of problems. Now, what are force multipliers for Volcano? He's pretty self-sufficient. He's able to take care of business and solve his own problems with the tools he starts with. And the only thing I could really think of is Badlands. He even has a card that is going to add more Badlands, so you're even equipped with the tools to add more Badlands and thus deal more damage and take care of more invaders. And as far as tips go, just abuse that third growth option. Just keep playing it as much as possible. It's really powerful. Destroy everything and have fun. This is a summary of my standard opening for Volcano Looming High. I hope this was helpful, and good luck defending the island.